If you watched my video on Joseph Campbell and his ideas around culture and detribalization, not many people did. You know that I don't care much for musical genres, at least not in a prescriptive sense. Genres as a norm, as a constraint, has never really worked for me. And that's coming from a guy who's advocating for arbitrary constraints all the time as a songwriting tool, but anyway. Today's topic, drill beats. What are they? Why are they here? Well, to be honest, I don't know what they are. So if you click this video because you love this kind of music and you're passionate about the genre, please know that I know absolutely nothing about its culture and its origins, and I definitely don't mean to disrespect anything about it. I don't know what a drill beat sounds like or how it's supposed to sound. And that's deliberate because I came across this article. How to make a drill beat with haunting, dark undertones. Haunting, dark undertones. What is this? So I keep reading. Drill is a gritty subgenre of hip-hop that has much in common with trap music but features different rhythmic motifs, darker musical stylings, and bleaker lyrics. Much drill music is produced entirely in the box and often features skippy drum patterns, big portamento bass lines, and processed piano, string, and vocal parts. Dark musical stylings, bleak lyrics, processed piano, string, and vocal parts? Wow, this sounds so up my alley. So I decided to give it a go. This is a how-to article after all. So I figure I'll just follow the steps. Now, for those of you who don't know who I am, hi, I'm Philip. I'm a rock and metal guy. I don't listen to much hip-hop and I don't know the genre well. But today, that's a good thing. Because today I'm going to attempt to make a drill beat based on the information in this article. And I want to repeat again that I'm only focusing on the musical elements of this. I know nothing about drill music or its associated subcultures, and I don't even want to pretend that I do. But I'm always looking to learn new things about making music. So today, let's put on our beat-making hats and let's go. Okay, step 1, drums. And our BPM is supposed to be 146, and we're going to make 2 bars. Okay, got it. Hi-hats first. And we're doing what's called a tresillo rhythm. Okay, it sounds like this. Next up, snare drum. Snare on the 3rd beat of the 1st bar and on the 4th beat of the 2nd bar, with kicks on the 1st and 8th notes of the 1st bar and on the 1st, 4th, 7th, and 15th, 16th notes of the 2nd bar. It sounds like this. Okay, cool, but I'm gonna flesh it out with some sounds of my own to give it that personal touch. There we go. Now the article calls for keys. Great, I love keys. But this is where we run into our first problem though, because the author refers to a specific piano loop sample in C# minor from a contact library I don't have. The article is an advertisement after all. We all know how that works. Let's just write our own piano melody in C# minor. Okay, there we go. Now bass. And as I recall, this calls for some sweet portamento bass lines, which if you don't know, just means that the note is smoothly sliding into the next one. Let's read what it says. Sequence a bass line that plays C# for the 1st bar and G# for the 2nd bar. Oh, so a 1 and a 5. It then says to add F# 16th notes on the final 2 8th notes. F# would be the 4th note of the scale, by the way, but since we made our own piano loop, I say we make our own bass loop too. As long as we follow the portamento rule for some quick notes, we should be fine, right? Something like this. Nice. Now, before we move on to the lead, I want to say something about today's sponsor. There isn't one. Look at my subscriber count. Of course there isn't one. Back to the video. Okay, so this is interesting. Much like the bass line, the article calls for, wait for it, 2 notes as the lead line. A C# and a D#. So that would be the tonic and the 2nd. I'm not used to thinking of leads this way, but I guess the keys provide most of the melody and the lead is just a lead sound, I guess. I'm used to thinking of lead like a lead guitarist, you know, the one providing the melody or the harmony over a rhythm part. But okay, I can play ball. I'll stick to 2 notes as well. And now, last and probably least in my case, a vocal. But looking at the article here, I realized that it wouldn't be the vocal. So it's not really singing, but more like an atmospheric sound that repeats rather than actual words with a melody. Because it says, position the sample on the 3rd beat of the 1st bar. And how do you position a vocal line on a beat? You don't, obviously. It would stretch over multiple beats. So let's try to do something similar. This would spare you from my singing anyway, so it works out perfectly. And I feel like an idiot for thinking it would be a vocal line. Obviously, the bleak lyrics mentioned here in the beginning would be rap lyrics on top of everything. This probably explains the, let's say, minimalism in the overall composition, to leave enough space for the words and the voice on top. Anyway, here's my drill beat, the complete version, and thank you for watching, and hopefully you learned something from this as well, or at least found it mildly entertaining at times. And I hope all you true fans out there can forgive a metalhead's ignorant attempt. Either way, enjoy your day. Bye bye.